Hey everyone, welcome to day 21 of the Sandbox Alpha Season 3. Today we're playing vEmpire DAO's 7 Wonders Statue of Zeus level. For this first mission, we need to grab 3 tools and then make our way over to the workshop. So the tools are just within this little town. There was one on the roof of the building where you start, one down in the little market, and then one on the roof of another building just across the way. And then we'll make our way over to the workshop. So hopping across, it's marked on your heads up display. We'll go and speak to Phidias, and he'll send us to the ivory merchant to go and grab some ivory because he is working on a statue. So running along this way, going to speak to the merchant. Now, one thing I didn't particularly like about this level, and I found a little bit buggy, is with the objective items like this ivory and the torch that you'll find later. You pick them up with the E key and carry them in front of you. There's one bit of the map over here where if you approach this character from head on, occasionally the item will disappear without triggering the dialogue, and the mission will get stuck. So that's why I took a bit of a roundabout way to approach him from the side. Do let me know in the comments below if this is something that's happened to you on this level as well, where you'd approach from the front and the item would disappear. So for this next task, we need to climb up the mountain and get to the torch. While we're doing this, we can also grab the coins to get that quest done as well. One tricky bit of wall over here where you gotta jump around the wall and grab on the vines, and then climbing across. That part was kind of tricky. Heading back a little bit to grab the coins. Up the vines, up the next set of vines. Grabbing a few more coins along the way. These ones are a little bit tricky, jumping between the walls with the vines. You know what? If you get fed up with climbing the vines like I did, you can choose to just walk up the green path. I think we have enough coins at this point that we'll find enough along the way to finish that quest. If you were going for the fastest time, you would probably ignore the coins and just go and grab the torch as quick as you can. But on this playthrough, I'm trying to get all the quests done in one go. So, grabbing the coins, we got enough, so now we don't have to worry about those, just making our way up the green path. Running across the sketchy looking bridge and grabbing the torch, and then jumping all the way back down. Thank goodness for no fall damage. And then climbing up these stairs, approaching from the side. Like I mentioned before, there's a glitch where the item would disappear before triggering the dialogue. Dropping this off. Now for this next bit, the level gets a little bit more interesting. We need to jump down to a coal mine. And in the coal mine, there's multiple routes that you can go, but this is the route to get to the area that progresses the quest and puts you into some combat. So we'll jump down here. We'll want to break these rocks with our bare fists, because I guess pickaxes weren't invented at this point in time. Thankfully, the rocks can't crush you, or they don't cause damage to you when you get crushed by them, thankfully. You can just bash your way through. And once there's a big enough opening, just run this way, take a hard right, and then a hard left. And then we'll get pushed into the underworld. Scary stuff. Now for this area, you're given a axe. And what we need to do here is certain skeletons will drop skulls. There's also skulls scattered around the map, placed on ledges, things like that. And we need those skulls to open up bridges. Because there's a boss fight at the end of this level. And each of these little islands has some piece of equipment or something useful on it for you. There's a helmet, some boots, a chest piece, and I think a leg piece as well, if I'm not mistaken. So grabbing the skulls, putting them on the pedestals, and they'll open up these bridges. Now the skeletons in the armor don't drop the skulls, but the bridge keeper skeletons do. So we'll grab his skull, put them on one of the pedestals over there. You can also climb up these pillars to grab the skulls at the top. Put the skull on the pedestal. That bridge required 2. So we'll give it a moment for the bridge to populate in. Cool. Grabbing this skull, opening up this bridge over here. I really like these story-driven levels. I find they're a little bit more interesting than the levels that are made to be played quickly. The World of Women Tower was also one of the levels that is a bit more story-driven and not so much of a race, which is kind of fun. But sometimes you don't have time during the day to play a grand level like this and explore every nook and cranny and try and get every piece of equipment. But occasionally it's nice to play a story-driven level like this. So heading across this bridge, getting the shield. Yes, there's a shield. And then there's going to be a helmet, boots, and a chest piece. So beating up the bridge keeper skeleton, taking his skull, putting it on a pedestal. Out of context, that sounds very terrible. But it's what we gotta do in the level. Then over on this island, there is a bunch of bones and a ton of these skulls. So if there's any bridge that you happen to be struggling with finding a skull for, you can always come to this bridge over here, because there's a bunch of them. And there's more skulls around the map than you actually need to complete the level, which is good. This last bridge over here takes 6 skulls. And I think the island itself that you're on only has 3 or 4. So you do need to harvest skulls from elsewhere to put on the pedestals. So we've got 2 so far. That's 3. All these poor lost souls just standing around. Help me collect skulls. Please. So looking around, got another one over here. That's 5. 1 more. Doubling back to this island over here, seeing if there's any bridge keepers that we can deal with. Actually, we're going to want to try and get the helmet, because there is a boss fight at the end of this level. We will want to equip ourselves adequately, because Hades packs quite a punch. So what we'll do is we'll go on to the skeleton island and see if we could find an extra skull. So we put the 6th one on the pedestal to get us to the boss fight. but we want to make sure we have a decent enough suit of armor before we go fighting anyone. So grabbing... oh, there it is. Grabbing the skull. Placing it on here. Fighting these guys. Leave me alone. I'm just waiting for the bridge to load in. Bridge is in. We'll jump over here and we get the helmet. Cool. And then we'll head back to where the boss fight is. Putting on all our equipment. Getting psyched up. First we need to fight Cerberus, the three-headed dog. Again, with the problem with the health bar being too high up, where you gotta look up at the character to see the health bar. They need to implement something to have it like pinned at the top of the window. That would be helpful. Making short work of Cerberus. Then Hades is like, hey, come in so I can fight you. So we need to go up these spiral staircases, which Sandbox doesn't handle very well. I feel they could write the rules a little bit different for spiral staircases because the character model just doesn't know how to smoothly climb up it. It's not very smooth with the controls. So fighting Hades, he's a bit of a tough cookie. And he drops these portals, and the portals spawn in skeletons who do damage to you as long as the portal is active, and you can't kill them while the portal is still active. So you gotta hit the portal, then you could make short work of the skeletons. All the while Hades is throwing fireballs at you. If you manage to get this done on the first try without dying, congratulations. But as you'll see shortly, yep, I get hit and I spawn in, and somehow the fireball follows me spawning in. That's weird. So having another go at it. Up the spiral staircase slowly because you can't run up them. Guess because it's unsafe to run upstairs. Running, trying to jump. Don't touch the lava in the middle, it'll take you out. Gotta deal with these portals. Skeletons are very annoying. Taking out that portal. And he's almost done. If he stopped dropping fireballs on our heads. And when he goes up to his throne, he does heal a little bit, so try and lure him away. Oh, he got me with the fireball again. Back up the stairs. Alright, let's finish him off. He's almost done. There we go. Now let's go see Zeus over here. He's like, here, take some gold to finish the statue of me. So you spawn back in front of the temple. Phidias is like, thank you for getting the gold. Now get the statue of Nike from the workshop. Very cool statue of Nike. Bringing Nike up to the temple, and the statue is complete, and that is the end of the level. If you like this style of commentary or this sort of content, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you get notified when we post new videos. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.